Kyle Hunter here for BangTheBook.com. We're going to take a look at the Final Four here in college basketball. We're down to the Final Four teams. Great matchups. Hey, the Elite Eight was amazing. Tremendous drama here for fans. I know sports bettors, there were a lot of close calls there as well. Hope you've all enjoyed March Madness thus far and the smaller postseason tournaments. Don't forget about those. There's always value to be had in those. We're going to take a look at the NCAA Tournament Final Four here today. Before I get to that, definitely check out everything that's going on at bangthebook.com. Lots of stuff there at Bang the Book. Adam Burke's baseball information, season previews, season win total information. I know the season win totals, you can't take the season win total now, but there's a lot of good information inside those that will help you betting. He also has picks daily at bangthebook.com. You get NHL picks from Parker Michaels, who does a great job with the NHL. You can get my college basketball free pick article daily here through the end of college basketball, which is unfortunately here pretty close to the end. You get to the Final Four, it's exciting because you got great games, big name teams, but it's almost over. So a few more days left of that college basketball free pick article. That's done really well here so far this year, 89 and 65. So we'll try to finish it out with a couple more winners here. But let's get into the Final Four breakdown here as we take a look at the games. I'm going to tell you what the percentages look like right now from the odds screen. First up, let's talk about Auburn and Virginia. 71% of the bets here on Auburn, 63% of the money on Auburn. I think this one's a bit interesting one because you've got the public. The public is liking the underdog in this one. In March Madness, you almost always see the public like the underdog. It's unlike any other sporting event where usually in college basketball, even during the season or any other sport in a big name game, the public likes to take the favorite. And this usually the public likes the underdog. And Auburn here plus 5.5 against Virginia. You got Auburn, a pretty good story. How did they get to this point? I mean, they really almost lost to New Mexico State, if you can remember that game. And what seems like a long time ago really wasn't that long ago. But Auburn found a way to win that game, almost lost that there at the end. New Mexico State, if they had taken that layup or even made that open jumper or the free throws there at the end, would have won that game. And instead, here's Auburn in the Final Four. It shows you just how things have to fall right for you, and you have to be a good team. So Auburn's had a little bit of fortune, and also they've played really well since then. I think similar strengths of schedule as far as Auburn and Virginia. Auburn, I mean, what a run without Chuma Okeke. I'm really surprised they were able to beat Kentucky, to be honest with you. I had nothing on that game, but I did think Kentucky would win that game. Auburn was able to get into the lane, score some there, get to the free throw line a lot, and knock down free throws, which is obviously crucial in these big games. So Auburn really has impressed me quite a bit. I do think, as I said on Bang the Book Radio with Adam Burke, and I think you should tune into that if you haven't already, quite a few thoughts about the Final Four and the smaller tournaments. As I said on there, I think it's easier to win one game without Okeke than it is to string together wins without your big man, especially when your front court was your weakness. And that's Auburn's issue is, they didn't lose somebody from the back court where they have a lot of depth. They lost a front court player to where they've had a hard time getting rebounds even with him. How are they going to do it without him? They held their own against Kentucky. I think Virginia has been much more impressive on the boards than I thought they would be. I was surprised they dominated Purdue on the boards. This Virginia team, to me, has been far more consistent than has Auburn. I don't think anybody disagree with that. But, I think this Virginia team is maybe a bit underrated in some people's eyes at this point because they did have this really close call. They should have lost to Purdue. Purdue was just out of their mind shooting that day. Virginia, in my opinion, so good defensively, so consistent with that pack line defense. The difference this year with the Virginia team as compared to past teams, they're very good on offense. Kyle Guy, Jerome, they've got some decent big guys as well that can hold their own. So you've got a Virginia team with, big guys with some length. Salt also can fight around in there and get some rebounds and putbacks, things like that. So, and Kihei Clark from the point guard spot, what an amazing decision to with the one-handed pass down into the paint there to get that tie game to Diakite. I really think that this Virginia team is a heady team. I think that they're a tough team to go against here because Virginia has proven it time and time again they're a very good team. Auburn has put together a string here of several games in a row where they played very well, but throughout the season, if they have a poor shooting night, they're in trouble. I think Auburn shoots a lot of threes in this game. Virginia's third best at defending the three-point line. I would lean Virginia minus the points here. Having said that, Virginia is laying 5.5 points here, and that is more than I thought we'd be laying in this spot. I think the matchup favors Virginia. I think that the line is a tough one. At Virginia minus 4.5 or 5, I would take Virginia here. 5.5, you're getting a little high. I mean, Virginia does play a slow-paced game. They play a lot of close games, so it's hard to lay too many points here. If I had to take a total, I would lean to the over, and I will say I do not like betting Virginia over, so I'm not going to bet this one. But if I had to make a play on the total, I would take the over based on the fact that Auburn has to try to push the tempo here. They know that, and like I said, Virginia is a good shooting team. Auburn, not great defensively. They're okay defensively, but Virginia should be able to get some open looks here. So the total at only 130.5, I would lean to the over. Let's talk about Texas Tech and Michigan State. The line is Michigan State minus 2.5 as I record this here on Wednesday afternoon. Total 132.5. I will say what really intrigues me about this game, the public is exactly 50-50 split. Sharp money, nothing. I mean, it's 50-50, 50-50 on money and bets. So no leans showing up from the spread there from the public versus the sharps. I will say that I think that Michigan State has several advantages in this game. And so right from the beginning, I'll say my lean in this game is Michigan State minus the points. I haven't bet anything in the Final Four at all, but my lean here is Michigan State minus the points. Michigan State, number 2 strength of schedule faced in the country this year, according to Ken Palm. Texas Tech, 35th. That doesn't sound like a massive difference, but it is a pretty big difference. Texas Tech played in a good conference. Michigan State played in a really good conference also. Texas Tech played a lot of weak teams in the non-conference slate. The question here is, can Texas Tech do enough offensively? Michigan State has been really, really good defensively this year, very consistent at being good on defense. No more than 1.12 points allowed per game in any single game this year. So they had no times where the opponent just got red hot and started knocking down everything. That's pretty surprising, and it's an impressive sign there from Michigan State. I think Michigan State has enough length, good defenders to give Jarrett Culver a difficult time. Culver's a really good player. He's not an amazing outside shooter, more of a slasher. I think they make it hard for him to get into the lane. Big guys, pretty good shot blockers down low for Michigan State. Second in the country in 2-point field goal percentage defense. So Texas Tech, probably the way they would need to win this game is to have Culver slashing into the lane, kicking out for Moretti or Mooney or guys like that to knock down some shots. They definitely need some help from Mooney and Moretti here. Moretti's been really good here in this tournament. Mooney's a solid player as well. Texas Tech's defense is tremendous. What can you say about them? Tremendous defense. Michigan State has played some very good defenses, though, this year. I think Cassius Winston, the leader that he is here, very important in a game like this. And I love Chris Beard. I absolutely love Chris Beard. Tremendous coach. I mean, I've talked him up for years now. But it is, Tom Izzo on the other side. So we can't say Chris Beard has a coaching advantage in this one. If anything, maybe Tom Izzo has a slight edge based on the fact that he's been here so many times. I will say I think that Michigan State's best is just a little bit better than Texas Tech's best. I think Michigan State has the big guys with the ability to step out, knock down the three, also score in the low post. I think Michigan State here has the edge in a game like this. We got minus 2.5. I don't think that's a great value, but I do think that Michigan State is the better team here. Michigan State runs a lot of pick and rolls. Texas Tech pretty good at defending the pick and roll. I think they'll do some of the pick and pop action here with the big guys. We saw Goins hit that huge shot against Duke there at the end of the game. They have potential to shoot it from outside, does Michigan State, and they also have the big guys down low with the little baby hook shots, the drop step and lay it in. I think that you're going to get a little of that going on here where a Texas Tech team doesn't have quite as much strength on the inside. They have length, but not quite as much strength as does Michigan State. I think Michigan State uses that to their advantage in this one. And like I said, I really like Cassius Winston as a leader there for Michigan State. So check out everything that's going on at bangthebook.com. Like I said, the daily articles, You can check out the weekly situational spots articles that Adam does there at bangthebook.com. Those are always great. Also, subscribe on YouTube to Bang the Book and check out all the videos there. Going to be lots of videos coming up. You've got also, I'm going to be doing a Final Four props video. Probably do that one tomorrow. So be on the lookout for that Final Four props. We'll look at some props, futures, things to see if there's any value there outside of just betting the games by themselves. So give this video a thumbs up if you like it. Thanks to everybody for tuning in, and I hope you have a great rest of the week.